What is up? I'm doing an album review of Dio's album Holy Diver. I didn't see many album reviews of this album, so I just decided to do one. It's a pretty old album. I had it for about 8 years. It's kind of cracked, but yeah, I think everything on the album is just awesome. Every song on the album is just ridiculously awesome and great. There's not a lot of albums that I buy that I like every single song on the album. But this one is definitely one that I liked every single song through and through. I really have no complaints. um, and there was some great moments in there that just put chills on my spine. Like when I first heard some of these songs. Like before I bought the album, the only song I heard was like Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark. And then I started listening to all the songs on there when I bought the album. And when I heard "Don't Talk to Strangers" for the first time, for example, for an example of a spine-chilling moment was when I heard him say, "Don't go to heaven," because it's really only hell, and then you hear that demon's voice come in the background. I was like, "Oh man, that's fucking metal right there." It's just little things like that, and the sarcastic tone in song "Invisible," when he's like, "Invisible," like he knows talking about being invisible is cheesy, so he's gonna be a little sarcastic with it. There's some little stuff like that I liked about some of the songs, but every song on here was just outstanding. Gypsy is like my favorite on this album. Gypsy and Straight Through the Heart. Holy Diver is obviously great song. Like I think for me personally, I think I played it out too much because I heard it before I bought the album a lot, and then when I bought the album I just kept going back playing it over and over. But every song on here was just pretty awesome. There was never a time I felt like skipping to a next song or anything when I'm listening to this album. Stand Up and Shout, another awesome song. Just every song on here really is just great. Um, when Dio was in Black Sabbath and in Rainbow, he had some great albums there, and this is my personal favorite out of all the albums that he's come out with because this is his like album where he's like, this is my album. I'm gonna do. It's like I felt like when I was listening to it, it's like he was like, I'm gonna outdo all the albums that I've ever done because this is my personal stamp on metal. This is Dio. So I just really felt like he just really put everything into this. And there's some songs from there's albums like in Rainbow and in Black Sabbath that I was just like some songs on their albums that I was like hmm. And that's why I'm saying this is my favorite because every song on here was just flawless. Like for example, Holy Diver is a great song and probably like the best song on the album. But I don't think it. For me personally, I like um, Heaven and Hell a little bit better. I like the song Heaven and Hell a little bit better than Holy Diver just because of I like that the riff and everything that went into that song adverse to Holy Diver. Holy Diver is a great song, but and then I don't think Holy Diver could stand up to a song like Stargazer with Rainbow. Stargazer was just a phenomenal song, and I just can't get over how good Heaven and Hell and Stargazer is compared to the song Holy Diver. That's just one thing I just wanted to point out. But me personally, my personal like, I don't know if anybody feels the same way, but that's just my personal 2 cents on that. But this whole album is just great. I mean, every song on here was just awesome. Guitar solos, everything just fantastic. And there's like a lot of albums that when I bought, I didn't like every song on there, and maybe some mistakes I've made buying like a Disturbed's Believe album. It just sounded repetitive. The only reason I bought it was because of the two singles, Prayer and Liberate, and then every song on there I noticed it was just really repetitive, sounded the same. I didn't know when the song changed because it was just I was like, how can you have the same riff for two different songs? But it was just stuff like that. And then I'm not knocking Disturbed. They had when they came out with 10,000 Fists, every song on that album was awesome, just great. Like I like guitar solos and things of that nature. That when they brought guitar solos into the mix with their band, I think, and making the riffs more stronger and the lyrics more political and rebellious and dark, I think it really put out everything that the band could have been. So that the band was, and really made that band strong. But the and another album I liked doing through, not just him, I liked White Zombie's La Sexo Cristo album. Everything on that Devil Music Volume 1 album, everything on that album was just great, just flawless. Like, there's not a lot of times when I pick up an album, listen to the whole thing through and through, I'm like, just keep on banging my head. You know, it's wow, this riff is awesome. Lyrics are awesome, and I just keep going, and I'm just like, wow, this is badass. And there's not a lot of times when I listen to an album and I'm like that. But those are two examples of albums that I just kept on. I was like, wow, every song just flawless. And yeah, so if you haven't bought this album, you should definitely get it because it's a great album. I love the artwork on this thing too. It's pretty badass. So pick it up if you haven't gotten it yet. I think it's on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say it's 9 out of 10, definitely. And like for a shitty album that I've listened to, like Disturbed Believe, I'd say like 2 or 3 out of 10 or 4, just because they had those two great songs in there, Liberate and Prayer. But yeah, that's what I think. 9 out of 10 compared to a shitty album. So you should definitely get this album. It's really worth it. And I also do metal covers, so if you like metal covers, like for example, I'm gonna do a metal cover of Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark. So just check out my channel. I got a bunch of metal covers like Pantera, Avenged Sevenfold, different stuff. Um, Black Sabbath did a cover of Heaven and Hell, so definitely check it out. And that's my review.